All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome.
I am Lambros Piru, and this is my team member, Nicolas Progobio.
Yes, come on.
Nicola, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Oh, it would be my pleasure, my friend. So, guys, welcome on this podcast. This is our first official podcast that we're doing. I'm Nicolas. I'm from Limassol, Cyprus. I've been an artist for many years now. I studied animation in University of Bristol, and I've been a freelancer ever since. I started freelancing on Fiverr on my last year of my uni degree, and it's been great. What can I say? The reason I started being a freelancer on Fiverr was because I didn't really like the how the animation industry was going. It's not really for me. I remember I was researching and applying to different animation studios, and I wasn't getting the results I liked, and also the lifestyle of the job is you have to be in one studio and you have to work as part of a team. That's not the problem, as we are a team right now. My problem was there's not really much freedom in the animation industry. For example, I like to make a certain style of animation videos or characters. I want to make them like realistic or whatever. But let's say I would work in an animation studio where it would be I don't know, kids series. I wouldn't really enjoy making kids content like cartoony stuff. So that's mainly one of the reasons why I started freelancing, because there's more freedom in doing what you really want.
So, do you mean the independence of mostly doing your own designs? Is that what you
Exactly,
mean?
precisely my point. Yeah, I have more freedom of doing what I want, pretty much.
What if
And
you found a company that was doing the designs that you wanted to do, or would that or that wouldn't be possible in the long period of time? Like eventually, you would have to do something that you didn't very much enjoy. But which one is it
yeah,
exactly?
there's definitely some companies that give you more freedom and that would suit my style, but those were really hard. Yeah, they wouldn't accept me. They have really high standards, really big requirements, and for me, just finishing my animation degree, they don't really really entertain your application. If I'm being honest, they
Okay, fair enough.
the
Fair enough.
big companies with the style that suits me, they all wanted like 5 years experience and stuff like that, and I was like, okay. I mean, I applied regardless, but I was just being ignored, and they were rejecting me pretty much.
Yeah, it's
So
it's crazy. It's like the memes now. They I
yeah.
saw a meme with a man. He had a baby. He was like the baby was 2 years old, and he was having him with him on the Zoom calls like this, or on the Skype calls with his work, just so he could have 20 years experience when he turned 22, just so
Yeah.
he could show on the resume that he has 20 years experience.
Yeah. I do
Experience, yeah.
understand it. I do understand the requirements. At some point, we obviously all want the quality employees, but they're not even open in like starting positions. They don't really do starting positions. They just want like a finished product
Yep.
employee.
Yep.
So I would say that's mainly the reason why I started freelancing on Fiverr, and. So yeah, it's been amazing. What can I say? I have a lot more freedom to doing what I want, pretty much, and I'm enjoying it. I don't have to go in the office. I don't have to speak to anyone. Not that's a problem, but sometimes you don't really wanna. Sometimes you wanna be more on your own. Sometimes you wanna socialize, and I have the option of doing both with freelancing.
Yeah, I know you as an individual, and you're definitely the freedom type of guy. So I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand it.
Uh, yeah, you wanna talk about
Anything else?
yourself a little bit?
Yeah, similarly to you, like I'm Lambros, and I also study in the UK. I'm from Cyprus, and Nicola is a big friend of mine, and we both started on Fiverr. I think it was a similar period of time. I think I found Fiverr first in an article saying that you can make some money as a side hustle on this website. And it was before I started my master's degree, actually, and I wanted to make some money on the side while doing my studies. And I never thought of it that it could be something as a full-time position that I have now. Now it's my full-time job and everything. I spend numerous hours on it, and I never thought that this would be the case. Like I signed up on Fiverr thinking that I would make a few bucks here and there, serving a few clients, and yeah. And initially, I didn't get a message for like 2 months, but after that, I think I got one message. I closed the deal. I got a 5-star review. Then another one came in after like 2 weeks. Then another one came in and after 3 weeks or something. But once the reviews start piling up, those 5-star reviews, then the platform, the algorithm puts you higher and higher and higher, and then you can get more clients and more clients. And then it turned quickly into, before I turned my master's degree, before I finished it, it turned like into something that I had 300 reviews on something. And I realized like I can do this full time, because once I finished my master's degree as well, I had more time to invest more effort into Fiverr and into growing the reviews even more. And now I guess the rest is history. Yeah.
The rest is history, baby.
Yeah, and after I turned the top-rated seller as well, you can increase the amount of your gigs as well. Like if you're a new seller, you can start with 7 gigs, I think.
Yeah.
And level 1, you can start on 14 perhaps. Then level 2 maybe 20 or something, and top-rated is 30. It's 30 gigs. And then once I did that, I could bring on a team as well to grow the account even more. And so I'm working with Nicolas, as one of my team members. He's doing Photoshop, and it's amazing. Like 3D modeling, it's perfect. It's it's true. It's true. It's 3D furniture. What else are we doing, Nicolas?
Mainly Photoshop, yeah. We even tried some NFT stuff. We did everything, man. We dipped our finger in all types of wells. Yeah. So
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say how you helped me start on Fiverr. Remember the story? Yeah. So as Lambros mentioned, he got introduced to Fiverr first. And he said, "Hey, Nicolas, come check this out. Why not? Yeah, it might be good for you. Why not?" Because obviously Lambros knew about my work, about me being an artist, and he was like, "Yeah, try Fiverr. Why not?" And when I got on Fiverr, I got my gigs, but they were really generalized. Like for example, I would create Photoshop edit for you, or I would create a 3D model for you, like very generalized, and I didn't have any success. And Lambros told me, try and make it into a niche, like try and make it as concise and as precise as possible. And then Lambros suggested, why don't you do a gig about animals specifically, like 3D animals, because he saw that I made I remember how it started. I did a job for one of my university teachers, one of my lecturers. She wanted
a shark or a whale. A
whale, yeah. And then she wanted a bee, and those came out amazing. You'll be able to see them right here. And they came out amazing. And Lambros said, why don't you make a gig about animals specifically on Fiverr? And that's what I did. And it was very successful, because not many people have like specific 3D animals gigs on Fiverr. So that was a big tip for me. Big tip for me. And I really understand how the algorithm affected it as well. So the more generic a gig is, the more options a buyer has. So it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, it makes perfect sense. That's why I constantly, on our X account that we formerly Twitter, that we sort of have together, like we're working on it together as a team. And one thing that we always say to some people is to make more niche services. The generic services make you a needle in a haystack. So when you have a needle and it's a big haystack and you can't find it, that's where you are. For example, if you are doing a logo design. Let's say you are a logo seller, right? And you say, I will do logos about anything and everything. For example, I will do your logo about anything. There are like 300,000
Yeah,
sellers
yeah.
on Fiverr
200 plus, yeah.
with zero reviews.
Yeah,
It's unlikely that anyone will find you, you know. And the reason for that is Fiverr has, as a business, it wants to make money, and so it puts its top sellers at the top, right? It puts its sellers that it wants to showcase on the platform at the top. Those sellers that are proven, established, they have a lot of 5-star reviews. Those are the ones that are put at the top. And so, if you don't have any reviews, unfortunately, you just started and you make a generic gig about I will make your logo about anything, then you will rank in page 20 or 30, and no one will ever find you, you know. There's a similar saying with Google, like if you're
yeah,
on the second page of Google, um, actually the saying goes that if you want to bury a body, bury it on the second page of Google, because no one ever searches it, you
yeah.
know.
Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah,
People search something on Google, they see the maximum, like usually they will check like 2, 3, 4 sources maximum, and then that's it. Nobody checks the second page of Google. And
yeah,
similar with Fiverr, they may search a bit more to find a freelancer to their needs, but on page 20, it's unlikely anyone will find you, you know. So make it a bit more. That's why I constantly say, make it a bit more like, I will do your logo about your burger restaurant, or I will make you your logo about your martial arts gym, for example. And then
yeah,
once
yeah,
a client searches logo for martial arts gym specifically, it's not going to happen a lot. It's not going to happen a lot that someone searches for that on Fiverr. But when they do, that once a month, or once or once a week that someone does it, then it's likely that you're going to rank on page one. Not quite sure if you're going to rank on top, but you're going to rank on page one, and then that's a high chance that you're going to get a message. And then once you get the message, it's up to you to convert it into a sale. um,
yeah,
you know. So yeah, the demand has to be there. It's not going to be the same demand as people searching logos, just the word logo, and that's it. But some people do search, you know, 3D animals specifically. That's how you got the clients, right?
yeah,
If you
yeah.
just if you just wrote 3D animations, then it would have been 200,000 sellers. You were on page 20 or something. No one will find you.
Yeah, yeah. And adding to what Lambros said previously, he said, "Oh, nobody's gonna search logo for burger restaurant, but eventually, if you get like 10, 20 reviews, then you'll start getting more messages about more generic things as well. So
Exactly.
keep that in mind because, for example, with me with the 3D animals, as soon as I got to like 20 reviews, I started getting messages about the houses as well, how to make them 3D house, whatever. So the niche can become general slowly. The
Yeah.
more reviews you get, and the more reviews, the more orders. So it doesn't have to be like a very small niche. It's easier to start as a small niche, but then you can grow it and make it more generic, pretty much with time.
Yep, I actually love that point, because I also got another message telling me that am I going to sell like a logo for an Italian restaurant my whole life, and and that's not the point, because I mean, if you want to, you can, but it is possible on Fiverr to change the title of your gig, and therefore you can eventually, after you get, as you said, 20 reviews, for example, or even 10 reviews, up to you. You can change it into, I will make your logo about your restaurant. It doesn't have to be your Italian restaurant, but it can be, I can make you your logo about your restaurant, and that makes it a slightly more generic. And so
Yeah.
then more people may find you. And then once you get 100 reviews or 200 reviews, then you can make it, I will make your logo about anything. And
Hmm.
then again, there are 300,000 sellers, so you may not rank on page one again, but it's much more likely that, you know, you may rank on page two, but
Yeah, yeah. Page two, page
they will
three.
find you a bit more. And once you get the reviews and the algorithm helps you a bit more, you may be a recommended seller on some lists where you're recommended feature sellers and stuff like that. So yeah, the important thing is, when you don't have any reviews, at the beginning, you must be a niche type of seller, in my view, in my opinion, in our opinion,
Yeah.
and then slightly, as the course of time goes on and you get the reviews, then slightly make it more generic.
Yeah, that's well said. Well said.
And also another thing that Nicolas said earlier about the fact that we tried lots of different things like furnitures and 3D furnitures and NFTs and stuff like that. Another good thing about Fiverr is that you can delete some of the gigs if you don't like them. Like my personal view is keep doing the things that you're obviously good at, but also the stuff that you enjoy as well. Like if you open a gig, try it out, and then you realize that you hate it or that there isn't much demand or something, then change it, put another one. Like there were lots of times that I opened some gigs, I got some responses, and then I didn't like the gig and I closed it. So the two most important things for me is that one, it has demand, and then the second thing is that I enjoy doing it. And so if, for example, in the hypothetical scenario with a seller doing logos about the Italian restaurant, if you see that there isn't much demand or you don't even like it about the Italian restaurant specifically, then you can change it into pets or burger restaurants or martial arts gyms and stuff like that. The list goes on and on. The potential is endless.
Oh yes. That was a good point. Yeah, that was a nice point from you. You explained it quite well.
Thank you. And also make sure you promote your gigs as well. Don't just sit there on Fiverr and not expect. I mean you could expect, but don't just sit there and do nothing. It may work, but if you're serious about it and if you really want to enhance your freelancing potential, then feel free to promote your gigs outside of Fiverr as well. We're gonna do a giveaway on that, Nicolas.
Indeed,
right?
indeed. We're gonna talk about it in depth later. Yeah.
We
But
did
yeah, you can use whatever social media you want. Use all of them. Use all social media. The attack on every front. No.
yeah, the, well,
Yeah.
the key about this, I want to point out that we did a poll about the giveaway on Twitter, on X,
Yeah.
where we usually do a poll so that people can they can choose whatever giveaway to receive next. Like we do a document with detailed Fiverr tips, where we sometimes post some tweets, some posts on X where we give some Fiverr tips, but it's a bit limited as to how much you can add on there. And so
Yeah.
with the giveaways, we can do a big document with more detailed tips to clearly showcase what people are can receive in terms of advice. And yeah, and with this video as well, we can also go into depth a bit more and really explain to you guys everything there is to about Fiverr, and this is why we started this podcast series as well. But yeah, as I was saying, we did this poll. The majority of you voted that you want to learn more about how to promote your gigs outside Fiverr, and this is what we're going to talk about right now. And yeah, just one last point on this. I want to reiterate that we are doing this because we want you guys to run this giveaway type of series. If you have any suggestions about what tips you want next, feel free to point them out, and we'll do that video or that document for you.
Or you can ask us any questions and we can answer them on the next podcast. How about that?
Yeah. Suggestions and feedback are key, and another point for you, another tip for you on your gigs as well. Really, don't just see reviews as a number, as a score that or something. Look at it as a feedback and data from your customers, from your clients, as to how you can improve. Like feel free to ask them as well in the messages and in the inbox. What did I do well? What didn't I do well? Like if you did some things well or didn't do some things well, you can take them into consideration and improve your services for the next order and then the next order and stuff like that. So definitely consider suggestions are very important.
And I wanna add on to that as well. I noticed on myself personally, the only way I can get a lot better is by analyzing myself, right? In general. So how do you analyze yourself? Feedback is huge, and you can get feedback from everyone, your family, your friends, your clients. So and you can put this towards anything you do. You can do this towards presentations, towards if you play chess, if you do martial arts, if you do Fiverr, whatever. So feedback is key for everything, and you don't need to be like really hard on yourself. Just recognize your mistakes and try to make them better, pretty much.
Yep, yep. All the companies in the world that are the most successful, they consistently innovate and they consistently get feedback from clients. Like
Yeah.
Amazon, for example, is marketing itself as the most customer-centric company in the world. And those companies that don't care about the customers, they don't think to gather feedback, they just don't succeed. The ones that think they know it all are the ones that are most fooling themselves.
Yeah, of course.
For example, I had a client once where he just thought that all of his assumptions are correct. He he thought that all his assumptions are correct. He spent it was hundreds or even thousands of dollars to develop an app, to develop a website. I won't go into detail actually as to who this client is.
No, you don't
But
have to.
yeah, but he spent a lot of money on thinking that his idea. Oh, of course people want this. I go, of course people want this. Why wouldn't they want this? And then he started marketing the product. He started marketing the mobile application, and people realized that I don't want this. This isn't something I want, you know. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he could have gathered the feedback from his potential clients, at least, like make a survey and ask people, would you want this? Would you pay for this? Is this a solution to your problem? Is this actually a problem? You know,
Yeah.
gather, find 50, 100 people out there on the street or something or online, make them fill a small survey, and then he could have realized that people don't actually want this solution. It's not even a problem for them, you know, and he could have saved those thousands of dollars without even expanding and doing all these mobile application and website and developing and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
So
guys, it's guys. You can find people for feedback everywhere. If you're in school, if you're in uni, thousands of students or hundreds of students, depending where you're from. So don't be afraid to reach out to people, and it will build your confidence as well while doing that.
indeed, so
Shall we
always
talk
always
about?
ask.
Yeah, no, sorry. Go on.
Go ahead. No, I was just reiterating. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, do you wanna talk how your life changed after Fiverr, like before and after Fiverr?
Sure. Yeah, as I was saying, I started it prior to commencing my master's degree. And what can I say? Life has not been the same. I can travel. I can work remotely. I have the freedom to choose the projects that I want to choose. I have the freedom to work on the times that I want to work. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
generally been amazing that I can work with you. Like I can work with my friends. I can do this stuff without someone telling me like you need to do this and you need to do that, which I wouldn't actually, as you said, I wouldn't have a problem with working in a company that has flexible and giving me freedom and stuff, but the fact that I can do it myself and it's the ultimate, like it's 100% freedom. I work for clients. They're sometimes, my boss, and I listen to them and I get suggestions from them and stuff like that. But Fiverr as well is complete freedom with regards to the fact that I choose which projects to get. I receive the messages, which usually most of my orders come from the messages. I don't get. It's rarely that people go ahead and order themselves, and so yeah, I get the messages and then I decide: do I like this project? Do I not like this project? Is this interesting? Would I enjoy doing this? And then I take it, and that's priceless.
Yeah. Sure. I'll say about myself. I totally agree with your points. I wanna say furthermore, me personally, and I would assume this goes for Lambros as well. It made me more confident, a lot more confident, and it made me feel more valued in a way, because when you're, in my case, I was fresh out of uni. didn't have a job, obviously. I had to get a 9 to 5 to just to survive, and I was applying to all the animation industry companies, and most of them reject you like 100%, or not 100%, like more 80% reject, 80-90% rejection. And the ones that do accept you are mostly like the very small companies, so you can't expect like a good salary and much freedom in your matter. So when I got on Fiverr, I felt more valued because people they want you to make their projects, like they choose you out of thousands or hundreds of people to make their needs possible. So
Do you need
it made me feel more valued in that way, more appreciated, and that way you can build your self-esteem, you can build your confidence.
Yep.
Confidence is a huge thing for sales, because let's say if I'm advertising a product of mine and I'm not confident about it, then if I'm not confident, why would the buyer want to buy my product,
Yep. Yep.
So confidence is a huge thing for sales, and not only for sales, for your life in general. If you're more confident, I think everything gets better if you're confident, in my
Yeah. Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. I agree.
sometimes I can sometimes I can be a bit too arrogant, but that's a different point. But yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, so also you get more confident because when you try to build your audience and build your brand, you have to develop different skills. So you have to develop how to be a communicator, how to be a marketing specialist, how to do social media, literally everything. You can have to do your prices, your descriptions, and if you make your product as well. So you have to build all of these things up, right?
Yep.
And by acquiring all of these skills, not only your confidence but everything goes up. So
Yep.
yeah, I would say it's a huge plus, or if you're being a successful freelancer.
You mean you got the confidence that you can stand on your own 2 feet, for example, right?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
need
yeah,
you don't need someone else to. You don't depend on someone else to make a
yeah,
living.
yeah.
And that's what gave you confidence.
Being
Actually, that's a good
independent.
point. I think
Yeah,
that happened to me too. Like I know now that I'm not dependent on. I can make it. That's
yeah,
it. Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's a good point.
yeah.
Anything else that you want to state in terms of how it changed you or your life, your adventurous life?
Adventurous life. As Lambro said, traveling anywhere you want, it's quite a blessing, I would say. But I would say the most blessing for me, the best blessing for me, is being able to help your family, like financially. I'm talking financially, uh, because I don't know, when I was growing up, I didn't have like any money pretty much. So it's good being able to help your family, right? And with a 9 to 5, you can still do it, obviously, but 9 to 5, it's limited, I would say. So uh, yeah, it's much more freeing in all senses. In all,
Yeah,
yeah.
fair enough. Uh, all right.
Oh,
How about we continue
yeah,
in promoting the Fiverr gigs outside Fiverr?
yeah. We
What
can
do
do
you
that.
say? Do you want to start on that?
No.
This giveaway about promoting your Fiverr gigs outside Fiverr, I want to make clear that for clarification purposes, I'm not talking about promoting your gigs through the promoted gigs feature of Fiverr. I did another and ranking higher on Fiverr as well. Like those two things are separate to what we're going to talk about here. We made another giveaway document with detailed tips on how to rank higher on Fiverr and about promoted gigs, the promoted gigs feature in terms of getting messages and paying per click for each message that you get on Fiverr. But that's not what we're gonna talk about here. We're gonna talk about mostly promoting your gigs outside Fiverr and how you can bring in traffic to your gigs via other measures, mostly online measures though. And yeah, the important thing is to drive the traffic to your gig, then potentially making a Fiverr order, a sale, and then getting those reviews. As I said numerous times on our X account, it is crucially important to get reviews because the reviews are the most important things to rank on Fiverr. They're going to help you rank higher. They give credibility to clients that you are indeed a skillful seller, that you can deliver value to them and stuff like that. So they are crucially important. Do everything you can to get them. Not any unethical ways though, and breach any terms and conditions of Fiverr and get your account banned or restricted or stuff like that. Just do be proactive in communication, over deliver sometimes, deliver exactly what they wanted, and potentially go above and beyond. So yeah, it's crucial. I just want to point out and emphasize that they are crucially important. But now, in terms of promoting your gigs outside Fiverr, the number one thing that you need to do is be intentional. Don't bombard people with your Fiverr gigs that don't really care about those gigs. Let's say that they're not entirely interested, or you don't know whether they're interested in such services. Number one is you won't have a high conversion rate, and number two, you're pretty much wasting your time in terms of putting it in somewhere else, in another vehicle that could be more successful with that regard. And yeah, be intentional in terms of find someone that could potentially need that service, and then offer them to them. For example, what I mean by that is we get a lot of comments on our X posts where people just put their Fiverr link there. They don't say anything. They just put it there, and they think that they're gonna make a sale by that. First of all, we didn't ask for an Amazon seller service, for example, number one. And number two, if you just post your link without a message, something to drive me into understanding a bit more about your service, I'm not gonna necessarily click on it and stuff like that. Definitely put your Fiverr links in replies and in posts and stuff like that, but don't overdo it, and be more intentional when you're doing it. And so, for example, I'm going to give you an example. If you are a Fiverr seller selling SEO services, say search engine optimization services for Google Maps, where you help people to rank higher on Google Maps, for example. One striking way to be intentional is to find, if you search for restaurants in your area, it's most likely that Google Maps will pop up just like Fiverr. It will pop up with the restaurants with the most reviews, with the most happy customers. People love that place and stuff like that, and they're gonna put it on the top. And if not the top, they're gonna put it in the top 10, top 20 results in the first page, etc., etc. But you will see, if you go down below in Google Maps, you will see that there are 20 pages again of restaurants in a single city. And so you can go into page 10, find a restaurant that is way down below the search results, go in their website, find their email, or find their social media accounts, find them on X, find them on Instagram or whatever, send them an email, a DM or whatever, and tell them, listen, I can help you rank on page 1 on Google Maps, because that's what they all want, by the way. They want to rank higher, and they want to find more customers, and the way to find more customers is to rank on the first page of Google Maps. So definitely tell them that I can help you rank higher, and drop your Fiverr links in there, and and it's more likely that you're going to drive a sale, in terms of instead of just bombarding everyone you see on X and hoping that they're gonna answer back, your messages. What do you think about this, Nicolas?
Yeah, I love the way you said it, man. It's excellent point. Excellently said.
I tried my best to convey the message that of intentionality, of finding somewhere that is in need, find somewhere that is a demand, and try to fill it. Don't try to just be everywhere and stuff, because in the end you're nowhere, right? Find people that are that need that service that you're offering, and try to sell it to them, for example. Or you can go in the search bar of X, of Twitter, and type like small businesses that need a website, for example, and you may find someone that a few days ago posted, I need a website for my thing, and then once you find that particular post, then go in there and drop them a nice message, drop your Fiverr link, and tell them, if you need that, I'm your guy. Don't sound too arrogant and cocky though. You want to sound, as Nicolas said earlier, you want to sound confident but not arrogant. You can say, you can give me this project and I'll knock it out of the park for you.
Yeah, guys, and don't forget, when you're sending an email or a message to someone you're trying to do business with, they ultimately have the power. So don't type them with your ego and say, oh no, this is I'm the better one. Because if you're reaching to someone, make sure to give them the value. You know what I mean? Like don't be arrogant, as Lambro said, and think that you owe them something. That if you're reaching to someone, make sure they are getting as much value as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
And
can offer a sample for free or something. If you're
yeah.
you want to start out, you can say, give me a 1 week and I'll show you how I can help you a bit more with your website and stuff like that. And then once they see the value, as Nicolas saying, then they can become a client.
Yeah, of course. Send them something. Send them like a sample of something, like a free value of whatever on your first message. Just for example, if it's a logo for a burger restaurant, whatever. We're using this as an example.
You like that example, huh?
Yeah. Like send them, for example, some other logos that you did, and maybe tweak it in a way that it suits them. Just you don't have to put like a ton of work into it. But tweak it to suit their interest and say, oh, I made this for you real quick. What do you think? Just do anything, just do anything that would add even a small value to them.
Yep. I'm also gonna release this promoted gigs, how to promote your promoted gigs giveaway as a document as well. It's not gonna be this video, just so everyone knows. But yeah, I just want to point out that in that document, I also put, for example, some pictures of the Google Maps and more illustrations about what I explained earlier. And also, you can do this by ChatGPT now as well. Like you can make a personalized cover letter, let's say, or a personalized email to sell the client on your services. And so you'll see that ChatGPT within 2 seconds, like you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. I wrote to ChatGPT like, I sell SEO services and I want to rank businesses higher on Google Maps. Write me a message to a business owner to sell him or her on my SEO services. And then ChatGPT wrote a wonderful email saying that, yeah, all the things we just said, like I can make you rank higher, and it's going to improve your local visibility, increase the foot traffic and the clients in your restaurant, enhance brand reputation, etc. And yeah, you can sell on this as an email to the client, and it's more likely that you're going to drive a sale once you deliver a professional, nice email cover letter to that client instead of just posting your link and that's it.
Yeah, with free value as well. So imagine the value the guy is getting. Yeah. And talking about X and social media in general, I believe if you're really serious about your business and you really want to scale it up, you need to attack on all fronts. No, show no mercy, attack on everything. But as Lambro said,
mercy.
You need to be intentional with the attacks. Don't just post links without even saying anything, all right? Because no one asked you, nobody's gonna care. So instead of just posting your link everywhere, type like a little message and then say, here's my link if you're interested. But obviously do it in a space where your link is related to that. Like for example, if I'm making logos for a burger restaurant, I'm not gonna ask somebody who's doing a crypto business, doing crypto trading, So you have to make it intentional to towards the audience you're trying to attract. All right. So you should. I believe you should make social media accounts on every platform. You don't have to use it. Like for example, TikTok. I hate TikTok, but most people use it. So
it's good though. It's good.
Yeah. It's very good for advertising. But you don't have to actually consume the social media. You don't have to use it. You just have to like post consistently and grow your audience like that. And I remember how we started out. We were just writing comments on everybody's post. I used to go on the X on the Twitter search bar, and I used to write freelancer or Fiverr, and everybody that had the post, I would just comment on it, and if you like their work, give them a compliment.
Yep.
How nice is that? And it's not hard at all. And if you don't like their content, you don't have to write them a compliment. You can say, "Oh, I just started out. Do you mind giving me some tips?" Or do you mind sharing your experience? It could be literally anything.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
so you can go on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever, TikTok. Uh, I believe compliments go a long way, because
Yep.
not many people get compliments. Like if you think about it, um, who's gonna? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong giving compliments, and especially if you like the work as well, and you make the freelancer feel much better as well. So it's a win-win
Appreciate.
situation, and that's how we started. We just started giving compliments to artworks that we like on
Yeah.
X. Remember that period? It was. I remember we used to put like 10 comments like a day or
Yeah.
something,
I was
and
giving feedback to Fiverr links of other followers. I was telling them, do
yeah,
this, do that. Don't forget to
yeah.
do Fiverr's free online course. Don't forget to put your face on the gig image. And I still do that actually.
Yeah. And we still put out comments, especially Lambros.
Yeah,
Lambros,
yeah.
yeah, we still put out comments. We're never gonna stop. Never gonna stop.
It's on a point you noted. It depends on how serious you're gonna take it. I mean, and
Yeah,
how much time you're gonna invest in this on Fiverr and your freelancing hustle in general. I know a lot of you might have full-time jobs and stuff like that, and you may not have enough time to attack on everything. But um, definitely be intentional. Definitely invest some time into it, because otherwise, if you don't promote your gigs outside Fiverr, there's a lot of competition on Fiverr, and so you may
yeah,
not be that successful.
yeah. And you need to be patient, obviously, especially with your first orders. But if you have that extra time, it doesn't hurt to promote on social media.
Yep.
It can only help you. It can only help you. There's no downside.
They can start with one platform. For example, they can
Yeah,
start on X, on
yeah.
Twitter, and
X is
then
great. X is amazing.
yep. And then once you find some success with that, or find some success with, or you don't find some success with it, then you can try Facebook, Instagram, as you said, TikTok as well, and then try from there. And on Instagram, you can do the same thing that we talked about with X. Like you can search who needs a website, or you can search accounts and stuff like that, and
Burger
then
restaurant.
drop them a, drop them a DM to the burger restaurant, right? Um,
But yeah, guys, you need to be intentional. Attack on all fronts.
and another point I wanted to talk about is that some of you may ask, like, do I need Fiverr to do all this? The answer is actually no. You don't need Fiverr to do all this. You can do it by yourself. It could be, your own business. It doesn't have to be a registered company, but you can sell your business, your services offline as well. And you can, go to a local burger restaurant down the street and then sell them on your services offline. But yeah, we're mostly talking about online stuff. And but what Fiverr can give you, and why, my opinion, you should do it via Fiverr first, is that, well, first of all, as a non-experienced freelancer, you don't know much about invoices. You have to have contracts in place to agree with the client what you're gonna do, what you're not gonna do, how much the price is gonna be, whether there's gonna be any deposits, whether the price is gonna be upfront, not upfront, how much later they're gonna pay you and stuff like that. Whereas on Fiverr, on the platform, it's all there. Like you're gonna agree, there's gonna be evidence that you're gonna agree for $50 to do a 3D logo for the burger restaurant or whatever it is. It's all there. So you don't need a contract with Fiverr. You don't need to have your website. You don't need to have your and other costs that may be associated with it. I know Fiverr takes a 20% commission on each order. But yeah, if you had to have a domain, hosting, website, and stuff like that, you'd potentially pay a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Fiverr provides you with a safe alternative for payments. Payments are upfront as well, so the client pays first, then you do the work, and then Fiverr releases those funds to you. And so it's a safe platform to do business in general.
And I like your last point when you said about the Fiverr's commission. Lots of people complain about Fiverr's 20%, bro. It, it could have been zero, like not the commission, like your earnings. Your earnings could have been zero,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now they are something. But you pay 20%. Like come on. And
It's a win-win situation.
yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
not
if you
being
had,
sponsored, by the way. I'm not being sponsored by Fiverr to say this, but
yeah, me neither.
yeah. So it's a website that hosts and does everything for you. So you can either complain about the 20%, or you can do it on your own, and you get zero earnings well, potentially.
Or
So
you pay on other stuff. That's my point. I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can do
yeah.
this.
As he
You
said,
can
yeah,
sell your services and make money offline, or even online to by yourself through a website. But you're gonna pay on other stuff. You're gonna pay on copywriting, hosting, domains, website development, lots of other things, and then you're gonna have to keep paying for marketing, potentially to drive more traffic to your website, or to keep driving traffic to your website and stuff.
yeah,
Whereas on Fiverr, if you do the things we talk about and promote your gigs outside Fiverr, you're gonna get orders on Fiverr. You're gonna get the reviews, and then as we talked about, once you get the reviews, you rank higher, and then clients will find you on Fiverr, and then you won't have to pay for marketing at all after that. Fiverr has millions of users, millions of active users. I think it's 5 million users per month or something.
yeah.
And so you're going to drive a lot of traffic to your Fiverr gigs without having to pay for marketing. So you avoid paying that as well.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
What else should we talk? Oh, I want to say something. It's a bit random, but it's as a tip to your freelancing journey. I think you need to work out, guys. Like exercise in general. If you have that extra 1 or 2 hours a day, even 30 minutes, if you have that extra 30 minutes in your day, you should work out, guys. And you know the phrase "healthy body is a healthy mind," and people think that exercising only helps you physically. I would argue exercising helps you more mentally, like way more than physically.
Yep.
And it can definitely benefit your freelancing journey as well, because you're getting more confidence, and if you're getting confidence, you can promote your product better, you can communicate better, people look at you with more credibility, and so yeah, and obviously also your mind is healthier as well, so you can think more clearly.
The amazing thing is the most fascinating thing after working out a lot is realizing that the mental benefits are greater than the physical benefits.
Yeah,
That's the mind fuck, actually.
yeah,
Realizing that is the greatest.
yeah, guys, we both work out. This guy over here, Lambros, he used to play football, but I managed to make him a martial artist. So everything is possible. Come on. So yeah,
brainwashing.
yeah, the brainwashing, the manipulation. So if you have, and you don't even need to work out for like 1 or 2 hours a day. You can literally do 30 minutes of just push-ups and sit-ups or something. You start with anything. It's only gonna be a benefit to you. There's no downside to exercising.
Even 5-10 minutes, I think, if they're just
5 minutes.
5-10 minutes, at least it's better than something, though.
Yeah.
Nothing. Sorry, it's better than nothing, I guess.
And we all start from somewhere. I remember I started watching those YouTube videos, how to get a six-pack in 30 minutes. Have you ever done that? Yeah,
I think so. When I was a kid.
We all start somewhere, guys. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to start somewhere, And the start is the most difficult part in anything. including your Fiverr account. Like the first orders are the most tough to get, but once you get the momentum is very important. Once you get the momentum and once you start rolling with the orders, then it goes like a train, non-stop train.
That's very true. Actually, that's a good point. That the first client is always the hardest to get. But
Yeah.
one client can change your life. Like one, perhaps if that one client is good, it can definitely change your life. So yeah, you never know how it's gonna turn out, but it can benefit you for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. I hope you all enjoyed our first podcast episode. I think it went quite well. Yeah. What do you think?
It went very well. Actually, I very much enjoyed this.
Yeah. So stay tuned for more. Ask us questions in the comments so we can answer them on the next podcast, right? And yeah, just tell us what you think. Tell us what you think. Does it work for you? Does it not work for you? Did you find anything that we talked about helpful for you? And
Or not helpful.
and yeah, we'll be here. You know where to find us.
Thank you.
Thank you.